This is the Horse Radio Network.
This is episode 421 of the Stable Scoop Radio Show on Horse Radio Network. Please support our sponsors because they make this show possible. Our sponsor this week is horselovers.com.
Welcome to the Stable Scoop, with weekly shows delivered right to you. With Helena and Glenn the Geek, live from the stable, it's every week. They bring you the news through hail or high water, while using their tails as their own fly swatters. So sit on down and laugh till you poop, cause it's time again for Stable Scoop. Stable Scoop. Stable Scoop. Stable Scoop.
Greetings all, Coach Jen here. While the HRN crew is out recharging their batteries, we thought you might enjoy this cornucopia of interviews from the American Equestrian Trade Association trade show in Philadelphia, where Glenn and I chatted with some of the vendors about their products. Many of these products can be found at horselovers.com, your one-stop shop on the web for everything horse, rider, and barn. So sit back and enjoy.
Well, Coach Jen and I are still at the American Equestrian Trade Association.
Woohoo!
And we are with one of our probably most prolific guests here at AETA. She has been coming on since day one. I mean, this is our 13th time here. So I think you've been on all 13 times, right? June from Horse Hollow Press.
Probably.
Yay!
Because we always have her on to talk about the new bumper stickers, because if you have a bumper sticker on your car that's about horses and it's funny, it's from June.
Yeah, that's probably true.
It's
yes.
probably
You are the
yours.
queen
Yes.
of the bumper sticker.
That is
Absolutely.
true.
And
So
you have a really good one this year.
Let's talk about the bumper stickers first, and then we'll go into the other thing.
Okay.
My favorite, Mr. Ed for president.
Yes,
I
because
know.
that sure beats our other choices. So, actually, I think Mr. Ed is running
Maybe it's
for
a
president.
write-in. We'll do him as a
We'll
write-in.
do it as a write-in, absolutely.
Yeah. And then
Wait, can I just ask a question?
Yeah.
Suppose they did that as a write-in. Who then looks at that and goes, what the heck is this?
yeah.
Yeah, does the guy who reads that look up who Mr. Ed is?
Yes.
Maybe if they're a
Does anybody
millennial, maybe.
remember
They might,
who
yeah.
Mr. Ed is. I like this one, Horse Show Dad. I just hold the horse and hand over the money.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good one. And you have Horse Show Mom that says the same thing.
Yeah.
Caution, wears barn clothes in public. That one's for you, Jamie.
That's me.
Yeah, Jennifer and Jamie, those two, because they both wear, we live in Ocala, Florida, where everybody wears horse show clothes to the grocery store.
Yeah.
We'll be in Publix, and everybody there is in breeches, so.
I know. I think it's a smell, too. You want to hear a funny story?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I've started taking Zumba, which is like a dance class to
Yeah.
get some exercise. And I bought separate sneakers from my barn sneakers to wear to
Yeah,
Zumba
yeah.
because of the, the odor from, I muck my own stalls. So there's
once
a lot.
the sneakers have been to a stall, the sneakers have
Right,
been in
they-
that stall
yeah.
forever. Yeah.
Yes. Well, anyway, one day I accidentally wore my barn sneakers to Zumba, and we're bouncing around, and the air sucks in and sucks out of your sneakers. And I heard the people next to me going, "Oh my God, what is that smell?" And I'm like, "Uh oh."
Oh my gosh. That's
I know.
funny.
I tell you, once you have, especially sneakers, which absorb all that odor.
Did they ask you not
souls.
to come back?
No, I don't think they thought it was me.
They didn't.
And I
figure
just
it out.
kind of,
slink
pointed
out of the
at
room.
someone else
Okay,
and-
insert that girl sound
Yeah,
file
that's your
there.
sound
Yeah. Oh my god! And you are right, because once you have worn your sneakers into a dirty stall, 3 minutes. Those sneakers, doesn't matter how many times
Yeah,
you wash
I know.
them, they smell like a dirty
Yeah,
stall.
I do. I have
Absolutely.
good sneakers and bad sneakers, and then when my good sneakers get a little bad, I retire them and switch. I buy a new pair. I
Yeah.
keep them rotating.
Yes.
I like this next one, too, bumper sticker from Horse Hollow Press. What happens in the barn stays in the barn until I muck it out.
I know.
It's not in the barn anymore. Let's see here. Forced to go to school, born to jump. We've seen things like that. That was similar to some of the
similar
others
to
we've
the other
done.
one. Yeah.
What was the...
The other one was the it's a frown face.
Oh, yes.
Then an image of
emojis.
Emojis,
It's
yes.
got emojis.
Of a horse rider, and then it equals a happy face.
A happy face.
Yes.
Yep. I can see that being very popular on teenage
These are
tack
so
trunks.
fun to put on your tack trunk.
Yes.
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 Yeah.
So even if you don't drive, you can put them on your tack trunk.
Yeah.
Well, you are coming out with something new too, and this is very popular, and I'm dedicating this to Auditor Rosie because Rosie is actually doing something that is so similar to this, and she posted a picture of it. It's a drawing that she's doing, and she's doing adult coloring, basically, and I told her I'd buy it for the studio because it was so cool. But tell us what you're doing now and you're putting together.
Well, I'm putting together an adult coloring book called Prismed Horses, and it has 24 illustrations on. It's going to be on a heavy stock, so you can actually use magic markers or colored pencils, whatever
You
you'd
can
like
take
to
them out
use.
and hang them on the wall.
Yeah. And it'll be comb bound, so you can easily
Perforated,
take them.
kinda? Yeah.
Yeah. And but I brought some sketches because a lot of people have asked me how do you do these? They thought they scanned in an image and then somehow the computer did it. But actually, all of these are done by hand. And what I do is I actually
And you do them. You're the artist, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I sketch the horse, then I scan that in and make it to the size I want it to be. Then I print that out, and actually in red marker, I put in all the adult coloring stuff into that sketch.
So that's the lines that you're going to color in between.
Right. And then I scan that again, and then I go in the computer because I can't draw a straight line. I go in the computer and do all of this by hand. It's quite time consuming, actually.
Oh, no
my
kidding. There's a
gosh.
lot of lines on that
You
page.
draw this the outline on the computer?
Yeah.
You must have one of
What
those
do you
little
have?
stylus
A pen?
things.
Do you have a stylus?
No.
You do it with a mouse?
I do it with a mouse.
Oh my god!
Wow, you're the
How do
master
you
of the
get it
mouse.
fluid?
I am a master of mouth. Well, let me just explain. I've been a graphic designer for 30 years, so I am a total master of the mouse.
Because mine would always be jagged. And
I know. Well, you know what you do is I use a program. I know you could use Photoshop, but I'm much better at this design program called Quark Express, which is like InDesign.
Yeah.
And you just take a line and it gives you these little things and you can make it curved and you just follow I just follow the hand drawn line that I'd scanned in earlier. And but that's what I do. So that it looks professional.
This
Otherwise
takes
it's
forever.
all Yeah, it does. Like 3 hours.
For one?
Yeah. I know.
This book is going to cost $5,500 to buy it.
no,
By the
it's
time she's
not.
done.
I spent 5,000
1,000
hours on this
putting
24-page
together.
book.
These bumper stickers are looking easy now, aren't they?
I know they are. They are.
Now, tell us about adult coloring because it is a thing.
It really is. I started doing some research on it, and Amazon sold 1 million copies last year.
Of
then-
adult coloring
of
books.
adult coloring books, and it's like the hottest thing. People do it for stress release.
Jennifer does it while she's listening to our shows because she's so bored. She
Yeah.
does it. Yeah.
No, that's one of the. I doodle a lot, and we were talking about this earlier. I haven't bought any coloring books yet because the horsey ones didn't really appeal to me.
Well, that's the difference.
know.
Your horses actually look like anatomically correct horses and not fantasy beings from another planet.
Or I think those are
Yeah.
clip art, and I think then
Yeah.
they drop in, they
Yeah.
trace
They just
it.
look
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah,
Well,
Rosie's is beautiful.
Yeah,
I think
Rosie
hers
did a
is
great
gorgeous.
job. Rosie, I showed her
Can-
yours that you're doing, and
Can
she
other
loved it.
people go to your Facebook page and see that?
Yeah, well, this is on our private Facebook page, I think.
Oh,
So we'll
okay.
post it when she's done. Though.
Oh, it's just that's
I'm going
really
to buy it
nice.
from her, whether she wants it to sell it to me or
She's
not.
just gonna.
Yeah.
He's
So-
gonna send a thief in to
Yeah, I'm
steal
going to
it.
get it because I really want it for my wall
Gonna
in
be
the
a cat
studio. You need that design for your book. You need one of
Yeah.
Rosie's. It was really good.
Yeah.
But yours are very correct.
Well, what I love about him is the lines that give us something to color in between.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost as if it's hash marks, or what do they call it when you draw something and use.
Oh,
Hash-
shading, you mean?
It almost looks. If I didn't color it, it's a beautiful horse anyway because the way
Oh,
the little
yeah.
shapes
I'm
are inside
following.
the horse.
Yeah, I'm following the muscles, and I'm
Yeah.
following the.
So
Yeah.
that when I color it in, it's going to look like a really cool horse. That's,
Yeah,
that's a
that's
little
true.
bit cubist.
Yeah.
It's kind of a little bit of a cubist horse.
It
a little bit
is.
of Van Gogh going on there.
Yeah. Picasso.
Or, yeah, a little Picasso going on there.
Yeah.
Or a little Toulouse-Lautrec, depending on what colors you're using. So that's what I love about these versus the ones that you buy that are made by commercial publishing houses. Like you said, they basically take an outline of a horse and they slap
Or
about
they
a
just
lot
get
of lines in it.
clip art.
Well, that's
Yeah.
that was the biggest complaint I saw online when we were doing some research for it. People were complaining because apparently one woman was giving them as gifts. She would draw it, color them in to give as gifts to her clients, to her friends, and the horses just weren't that anatomically correct.
And the outline of the horse is anatomical, and then the interior part that I get to color, like On this one, it accentuates the muscle that runs from the horse's hip down into his stifle.
The butt muscle, yes.
And it's the one that gets always taut when your horse's stifles are sore.
Right.
And I'm going, oh my gosh, that's the muscle
sore
right
stifles,
there.
yes.
That horse has sore stifles.
That's like when you're online. It's always the stifle. If you go to
Right.
the Chronicle of the Horse,
That's
it's
right.
a stifle.
Right.
right.
His ear is cocked weird. It's the
true.
stifle.
That's right. His stifles are locking up.
Yeah.
And this has got to be a draft horse right here because his shoulders are just gorgeous.
Is this going to be out? It's not out yet because you're still working on the prototype here.
That's a really
But
good
is
one.
it going to be out in time for the holidays? I sure hope
Oh,
so because you'll sell a
September 6th.
bazillion of them.
September 6th.
Okay.
Oh, they're
good.
out soon then.
Good.
Very
Yeah.
soon. And where
You'll
can
sell a
people
lot
find
of
them and
these.
get them?
They can get them at www.horsehollowpress.com or hopefully some retailers will pick it up.
So if
here.
your local retailer doesn't have it, tell them to get it.
HorseHollowPress.com. This is a great stocking stuffer.
Yes.
It really will be
Oh,
a
yeah.
hit for the holidays.
They'll have to roll it up and cram it into the stocking.
That's right. it'll roll up this direction.
Yeah,
What's
well,
it,
it will actually.
Do you know what it's going to run? Or are we allowed
It's
to
going to
say?
be $19.95.
Oh, that's the right price.
Stocking stuffer
yeah,
price
yeah,
tag.
because this is bigger. It's a little
gonna
bigger.
It's going to be card stock inside, so
Right.
you can actually use magic marker or something, or even I think acrylic paint or watercolor if
Oh,
you want.
cool.
One of my favorites are you go to the office store and you buy the 24-pack of gel rollerball pens.
Oh,
They're the
yes.
That's what she uses is the
I
gel
love them.
rollerball.
Yeah.
I go through a whole set of a 32 every year.
I'm a penaholic. I steal pens.
Yeah.
I
I'm
go
a
into
pen
the post
snob.
office, and if the pen is gone, I probably took
Yeah.
it.
You know what's funny is they always say when you're a husband not to get your wife practical things for Christmas. Every year, it's been a tradition now for almost 30 years. I get her pens because she
I
loves
use them up.
pens.
Really?
I use them up because I do them so
Expensive
much.
pens, cheap pens, it doesn't matter. She just loves a variety of pens.
Oh, you know what my husband got me for Christmas one time? He got me a salad shooter. I gave him the cold shoulder for a month.
He slept on the couch for a month. I bet he did. A salad
Okay,
shooter. What
yeah.
are you thinking?
Thank you.
It's like getting
Yeah.
your wife a frying pan or a vacuum
You know,
cleaner.
we had a salad shooter for a while. We never used it.
I
They
know.
finally
it was
threw it
a
out because
dumb
it just
idea.
It was
you know.
a dumb idea. Most of those things are dumb ideas.
Yes, right.
It was invented by a person with a bad marriage, is what that was.
That's right.
He's
Not
here,
saying any
honey.
more than that.
She says, off to the couch with you.
Couch with you. So there
Very
you go.
cool.
Horse Hollow Press.
HorseHollowPress.com. Thank you, June, for
Thank
joining
you.
us
Thank
once
you.
again.
And
here at AETA.
congratulations, Rosie, on the beautiful artwork you did.
We have found a cool new product because there's been an absentee in the market
Yes,
in the
there
horse
has.
world
A lot of riders with wet feet and ruined boots.
because there's been no boot rubbers to put over your boots. Tingley had that
Gone.
market for so
Goodbye.
long, and apparently Luke here says that Tingley is just not. We can't
Yeah.
find them because they're not producing them.
Yeah, absolutely. And now, so you have the Mouillère, so that's the name of this new product.
No,
Wait.
Moulière.
Mouillère.
Yeah,
Mouillère.
that's a little bit difficult to say.
It
But
sounds
I have
better
to
when
say,
you say
well,
it.
what's
That's your last name, isn't it?
Yeah, but what's
Mouillère?
funny is that's my last name, and it means wet actually. So when
Your
I
last
work,
name means wet, and you're doing a boot rubber.
yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
You were
So
destined.
when I work with a designer, he told me you have to give your name to this
Now, wait,
product,
let's back
and
up a
I
little
said,
bit.
no joke.
Let's back up a little bit, Luke. When you were in high school, when you were a youth, did you set out to say, someday I'm going to make boot rubbers because my
yeah.
name is...
No.
I knew it was my destiny. No, the funny thing is that my grandfather was a shoemaker.
Oh,
a
he was a
bootmaker.
cobbler.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So then, when I made this mouillère, these cover boots, I realized that I had some kind of gene in me regarding the shoes and protecting the shoes and loving the leather. And
Well, let's describe these because they're not your average
These are not
tingly
boot
boot
tingly
rubbers.
boots.
No.
Tell me why they're different.
So what the rider loves about them is that they are very easy to put on and off. They are in mix of rubber and plastic. So you have the elasticity of the rubber and the resistance of the plastic. So you can walk on the rocks and they will not be
They're
damaged
durable?
and they're durable.
Well, that is
So-
one thing that happened with the tinglies is they tore easily.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was told.
Yeah, they
yeah.
did. They
So
tore
that's-
because they were all rubber and they
Yeah.
were thin and they would
Yeah.
just tear on a rock
Yeah.
or whatever. So these won't. And the footbed on these seems to be thicker
Yeah.
than the sides.
Yeah, they are. It's
Yeah.
a true sole. And so your sole is effectively protected. And when you walk around before riding, your sole came impeccable and you improve your grips later on when you are riding.
Oh, so you're not wearing out the sole of your riding boots.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And they come in many. How many cool colors did they come in?
8
cool colors.
8 colors.
What colors?
From pink to black, through blue,
Now,
orange, green.
What does luminescent mean?
It means
they
that
glow?
No, yeah, it means that they catch the light during the day or with the electricity, and at night they restitute the energy that they
They
have.
glow in the dark.
Yeah,
Oh
they
my
glow in
gosh.
the dark.
Are you
Yeah.
really being serious?
Yeah.
Glow in the dark boot rubbers.
That's funny. I didn't know that part. Now,
Yeah.
these are low, so they'll come up to... Tingley made two kinds. They made the low ones like
Yeah,
these,
yeah.
and then they made real high
Yeah.
ones. So these are the low version, and they have a little tab on the back, which would make them really easy to get on and off.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why that's
yeah.
there, I assume.
And that's a choice actually to have made them low, so they are really easy to wear. More rubber you put, obviously, more difficult it is to put on.
Right.
And the choice was really to make it as simple as possible for the rider to wear them. And that's
It's
the
gonna
reason
cover
why
up
too
the
we have.
laces in the front, and
Yeah.
And you could use these on shoes too. You don't necessarily only these
Yeah,
are
yeah.
not just for riding boots.
Absolutely,
They
you
were for
can.
shoes
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Sneakers or whatever.
For the parents who are accompanying their child in the barns, and instead of bringing half of the barns in the car, they wear that. They keep their shoes clean.
Bring one
And
pair
they
of
keep-
shoes and
yeah.
a pair of the mouliers, and you can broaden what you can use your
Yeah,
shoes
and
for.
you are safe for
Set for life.
lots of situations. Yeah,
And how many sizes do they come in?
6.
And
Six
how does
sizes.
that work? Because obviously it has to go over your shoes. How do you tell
Yeah.
what size to get?
So we have a matrix based on our experience and the calculation we made. And so for 2 shoe size, you have 1 size, and
Handy dandy
And they
chart.
stretch enough that...
and they
they'll
stretch
fit.
enough to adjust to
Mhm.
these 2 shoe size, basically. Yeah,
And what do they retail for?
49
Okay, and where can people find them here or in the United States now?
in the best saddlery. The
Tack
best
shops.
tack shop.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
saddlery.
Tack shops here. There's tack shops. So you can, if your local tack shop does not carry them, they can just ask the local tack shop.
Yeah.
Say, hey, you
Yeah.
need to get these.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And
Or-
do you have a website in English?
Yes,
Okay.
sure.
What is that?
www.mymouillère.com.
And we'll put a link to that in our show notes and also a link on our Facebook page as well. This is very cool. Thank you so much. Now, the women in the audience do not want me to stop talking to you at this point because they just like hearing your voice. So, but ladies, we have to go. So, thank you so much for stopping
Thank
by.
you
Thank you
for
very
you.
much.
Thank
Luke.
you.
This has been fun.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And it's a great product. I'm glad you came out with it. It was definitely a hole in the market.
We need it.
Yeah.
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 And now people's feet are saved once
Phew.
again. Hi, it's Coach Jen and I are here. We're at the American Equestrian Trade Association looking at other new cool products
Cool products.
that are out here. And Jennifer's going to lead the way on this one because she loves tall boots. She would own 50 pairs if she could.
When I win the lottery, I'm going to have a closet full of tall boots. Absolutely. Because I love them. And I love them especially nowadays because they make them out of this wonderful soft leather and they're beautiful. So we've got Amy too, here. And she is from Mountain Horse. And she's going to tell us all about this really gorgeous tall field boot that's sitting in front of me from Mountain Horse. What's
All
it called? What model is this that we've got?
This is the Sovereign Field Boot by Mountain Horse.
The Sovereign. Now, is this new to the market this year?
I believe it came out
This is the
last
second year.
fall.
This is the
I think
second
this
year.
is the second year it's been out. We are really promoting this boot because it is basically a work of art for your leg.
For your legs. Well, I don't think I can disagree with that. It's a zipper back, which is the standard now. Nobody uses boot pulls anymore. And it's got what's this called here?
That is,
The top of the boot.
The top of the boot. It's higher on the outside than on the inside.
Right.
yeah,
Spanish top.
Spanish
It's
top,
got the
thank
Spanish
you.
top. But I like how they took the little tab and they sewed the tab down so it doesn't flap. I hate the flappy tabs. I love the way the tabs look. But when they flap, it's kind of distracting.
Absolutely. And, the flappy tabs served a purpose at one point, but
It's gone.
with the advent of not needing boot pulls anymore, the
Tab is gone.
Yes, it is definitely obsolete.
So what's special about this boot?
Well, this boot is curved a little bit at the top, if you notice. Where that Spanish top is, a lot of times boots will gap.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Well, if you look at this boot, it
Oh, it
actually
curves in.
curves in a little bit, so you don't have that gapping at the knee.
Does it stay curved in?
Yep,
wow.
it stays curved in once you bend
Yeah,
your
because
knee.
a lot of times if you buy an inexpensive tall boot with a Spanish top, there's a gap high enough at your knee. You can put your cell phone in there. Yeah, and that's not really where you want to gap.
Absolutely not. It's unflattering and it's uncomfortable.
And hay gets in there.
Hay, arena dirt.
Yeah,
Arena dirt.
exactly.
Or if you're in Florida at 3 PM, rain.
Rain, yeah.
Very true. And nobody wants a soggy foot.
No, I'm sorry.
So this boot is beautiful. It's made out of full grain leather. It has, it has the classic silhouette, but with new design. It has a nice little patent.
It's a very thin. It's
It's almost piping, but it's like a flat piping.
it's really pretty.
Around.
And I would think that that's going to have a slimming effect on the way it's designed across your calf.
very much. It goes,
Yeah.
it has that nice arc right across the widest part of your calf that gives you a slimming look. And even the foot itself has very slimming lines that make the foot itself look like it may be too narrow for you. Put it on.
It's all in the
It is-
styling.
It is all an optical illusion.
Yeah.
It is
I like
all
how the
slimming.
toe cap doesn't go straight across inside to outside. It's got a lovely gentle swoop back towards your heel. Again, very slimming, low profile effect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There are very few straight lines on this boot. Everything is curved, and that helps with the slimming aspect of things.
And it's got a zip on the back, and it's got the snap covers for the zipper at the top and the bottom.
Yes, and one feature that a lot of people don't know on Mountain Horse boots is it has that inner flap. It's
There's
actually
two flaps.
There's two flaps, and the inner flap you will notice has a slot in it. You actually stick the tail piece of your zipper in through that slot, and it keeps it up.
Your zipper can't fall down.
Your zipper
I
can
didn't know
physically
that.
not fall down.
Is that what that's for?
Dang,
That
that's
is what
smart.
that is
I
for.
think there's a lot of people that have these don't even realize what
I
that's
never
for.
knew that, and I have a pair of boots that has that little tabby. I didn't know that.
You're welcome.
And I like that it has a nice, robust zipper.
Yes.
Sometimes they go cheap on the zipper and has tiny little teeth and it wants to pop. That's a nice, robust zipper. It's going to hold your leg.
So what
It is
sizes do
definitely-
these
It is
come
a
in?
YKK zipper.
What size
So-
from and to?
It comes it comes in two colors. So
Okay.
the black comes in a regular calf from size 6 to 11, a wide calf 7 to 11, a slim calf from 6 to 10, slim tall from 7 to 10, and newly added is a short regular
Oh, you know what?
in 6 to 10.
I think half our listeners seem to be under 5'3", so
Yeah.
they'll appreciate
Good
that.
for you guys. I like that. And it's also got an elastic gusset to let your leg breathe a little bit because, your calf muscle wants to move.
Absolutely.
So that's
And that's
nice.
black and brown?
That is the black one. Now, the black one, as you can see, it's all the same color. It even has a matching sole for very traditional.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
So for the people who want to make a fashion statement,
That's me.
we have the brown boot, and that's the one that gets most people drooling. The brown boot is a two-tone brown with dark on top and a dark in the. It's like a chocolate brown in where the laces are,
Yep.
and then the rest of the boot is a very nice oak barky color.
Oh, cool.
It's a gorgeous boot. They have a sample down there,
Yeah.
and I did drool on it just a little
Jennifer
bit. So
wants
I'm-
one to test
I'm sorry, your sample
forever.
has
She
drool
wants
stains.
a test
Yeah.
forever. But
Yeah, I want to test forever boot. Yeah.
And then even the sole, though, on that one is like a crepe-looking colored sole, so it adds like more of an antique look to it.
It does.
It's
It looks
vintage.
like a traditionally leather. It looks like a leather sole. The color and the texture. And then I had to look at it and go, oh, that's a modern sole. It's not slippery leather,
Nope,
but it looks like it is.
it's fabulous.
very cool. How much do they run retail?
They run retail is $389.
Okay.
And I will tell you the sizes for the brown, because for everybody who wants brown now, regular calf is in 7 to 11, wide calf 7 to 10, slim calf 6 to 10, slim tall 6 to 10, and short regular 6 to 10.
Yay
Very
for
good.
short people.
Where can people find pictures and stuff? What website?
You can go to mountainhorseusa.com and you will find the whole mountain horse range that we carry. This boot is a featured product, so just click on it. You'll get all the information you need, where to buy, and you can even buy from online stores right there. There's links right to
Oh,
their
there's a
website.
link for find an online store. That's right.
Good.
Yes. And it's the Sovereign Boot, and you're going to find that at mountainhorse.com.
We have a previous guest of ours. Wendy Murdoch is with us, and you have a product I have not seen before called Surefoot. So tell us what that's about.
Hi, I came up with this product about 4 years ago, and I call it Surefoot because it really changes the horse's relationship to the ground. Every rider wants a horse that's sure-footed, that's calm and relaxed. And with Surefoot, you can achieve that in as little as 10 seconds in some cases. I know that sounds really incredible and awesome, and it's really hard to believe, but I've had experiences like when I was at Equine Affair in November, and I had a horse named Fluffy, and she came into the arena.
And she wasn't fluffy?
She was a little chickadee pony, right? She came into the arena, and when they put the roll down door down, she got really upset, and the woman was trying to do her groundwork, and I picked up a Surefoot pad. I walked over. I had 200 people in the audience. I lifted her foot. I placed her foot on the pad. She immediately dropped her neck and took a breath. And so in under 10 seconds, this horse relaxed. And it amazed the audience. But that wasn't really the incredible part with that horse, because then I worked with her a little bit on the ground, just placing a pad underneath the horse's foot. And what you do is you allow the horse to step off, so it's not training.
Well, let's explain what the pad is first.
The pads are these 12 by 10 2-inch thick foam pads with a dual surface. There's the surface on the top that's diffuse, and you can always tell it by the color, which color codes the different densities. And then the other side is a direct surface. So every pad has two surfaces. We've developed these horse durable pads. They're really easy to work with. They're lightweight. They're really durable, because you're talking about putting anything from a 800-pound pony to an 18-hand horse on these pads.
So you have they're rectangles of foam, and some of them are angled and some are not.
Right. Some are rectangles, and the angled ones change the angle of the horse's joints. So when you use those on the back feet, they're going to change the angle of the pastern, the hock, the stifle, and the hip.
Okay, so we're talking about pads, and I think people are going, my horse is going to wear a 12-foot. They're picturing a clown shoe.
Yeah.
So this is not the purpose. What do you do with the pads?
You place the horse's foot on the pad. You allow them to stand there if they want to. And if they walk off, you let them walk off. So it's an offer. And I always say, like, if you go to McDonald's, they offer you fries with your burger. The choice is yes or no. So the horse gets to choose. But the really interesting thing is that the horses choose to stand on the pads because they provide them with comfort. Everybody wants to bring their horse comfort, and they want to be associated with that comfort. And that's the thing that Surefoot can offer.
How long do you stand them on it?
Some horses, it's as little as just touching the pad. And I had one horse that stood on it for an hour and wouldn't get off. I don't recommend an hour, but
so I'm confused as to what it does for the horse.
Well, this is the interesting thing. And like I go back to Fluffy's story. She touched the pad and she relaxed. So it shifts horse from fight and flight to grazing. We don't totally understand the mechanism. And I've talked to a lot of veterinarians and physiotherapists and Dr. Adair at UT Tennessee, who's in charge of rehab. He thinks we're changing the proprioception. But there's also this other brain chemical thing going on where the horse goes from fight and flight to grazing. And it can happen in as little as 2 seconds. It's just astounding.
Yeah, we see our horses do that.
Yeah.
Fight to flight to grazing.
Because they can certainly go from grazing to flight just that quick. But,
right.
But you're saying
Ours can do it with their mouths full.
Yeah. Yeah, but this is standing on the pad.
When he stands on the pad, it changes chemically something in the horse to get that switch to go back to non-flight, to graze, relax, comfort.
Right.
Why are there different densities of pad?
Because every horse is a little bit different, and each pad density offers the horse another little feeling. So I have people stand on the pads all the time, and they do exactly what the horses do. They test them, and they sway, and they rock, and then they step on the next one. And you want to keep bringing the horse's awareness to his foot, because all the horse gets is those 4 little feet, no matter how big he is. Right? If he's 18 hands or if he's a little pony, that's all he gets to stand on. That's less surface area than your feet for your height. Mm-hmm. So when that horse meets the ground with that foot, if he's not meeting it in a really secure way, a really solid way, he's not going to be secure to the ground. And so things are going to disturb him. Right? So if I'm standing a little off to the side and something comes at me, I'm already out of balance and I'm going to keep going. And that's going to make me upset. But if I feel like my feet are really grounded, I can look at that thing and assess it and go, oh, that's not a big deal. I don't need to react.
So when someone purchases the pads and it comes in a set of 4 pads.
A set of 2 pads and a DVD is included with every pad.
And then the DVD explains what you do with it, why you do it, how you do it?
Yes.
So it's all kind of a
package, right?
System.
And so the DVD is really, really thorough. It takes you through the process of how you introduce the horse to the pads. Some horses being more flighty at first, you've got to make sure that it's safe, right? That's the big key, is everybody's safe. And you introduce the pad to the horse. And again, it's not training, so you allow the horse to step off. And that's a hard concept for people to get. Right? Everybody wants their horse to behave and be good. And with Surefoot, we're looking at how does the horse respond as opposed to making the horse stand on the pad.
That is kind of a hard concept to get your head around. So the different shapes and different densities, you offer them to the horse because you're asking if he wants fries with that.
And
Right.
Are they standing on one at a time?
Well,
or
I was going to ask that next question.
Right. Well, you always start with 1 foot and 1 pad, right? And you watch the horse. And if the horse just takes a big breath and drops its head and goes, I just love this, then you can obviously go to 2 pads. But if the horse is like, I'm not sure about this, then maybe you do 10 minutes with the pads and leave it that day. On the DVD, there's a horse where we spent about 40 minutes with him and he couldn't stay on the pads for more than 10 seconds. We put him back in the barn and let him rest. And when he came back out, he stood on all 4 pads and went to sleep. So it's just as important to give the horse time to process this new information that they gather through the pad in their foot relationship to the ground as it is with people, because we learn a lot in the rest periods. So that's why when you stand on the pads, you always take them for a walk. And the idea is we want the horse to go back to feeling the ground and relating differently to the ground. It's not about living on the pads. It's about gaining an experience from the pads and then going back to the ground.
I hope they're tough, because my Hackney pony, the first thing he's going to do is reach down, grab it, and throw it across the. He would.
He's going to use it for a chew toy.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's why we made these horse durable pads.
Yeah, because I'll tell you what, he's going to eat it.
Yeah,
That's-
no, we really worked hard to make a pad that's going to stand up to the abuse of a horse. And so we were a year and a half in development.
But
of
does it
these
stand
pads.
up to the abuse of a Hackney pony? Because
Sure.
that's a complete other level. That takes any horse out of the picture.
Yeah.
Hackney pony, ex-race horse, draft horse, whatever you have.
Even racehorses.
Even
Because they're going to
racehorses.
want to paw on it, too, to see
Well,
what it is.
anecdotally, I worked with 5 racehorses, and every one of them won their next race. Now, I'm not saying that Surefoot's the reason they won their next race, but I did work on 5 horses, and they all won their next race.
You could say that.
Yeah.
I'm sure these things are going to be available online, and they're fascinating. So where can folks find them online?
They can go to my website, murdochmethod.com, or to surefootequine.com. And we have a Facebook page, Surefoot Equine, that has a lot of case histories and studies. I have veterinarians giving testimonial about how they see the differences in the horses in their practice. Dr. Joyce Harmon, Dr. Rosemary Ganser, and Dr. Donna Waffle down in Florida in your backyard. They all are so impressed with the results that they see because they last. I mean, the horse on the video, we did one 40-minute session, and she went from twisting her neck as she trotted to having her neck let down and straight. And we only ever did 1 session, and that stuck. Now, I'm not saying that kind of result's going to work with every horse, but you can use this with horses that are recovering from injury, that are painful, that are anxious, that you want to calm down, that you want a better relationship with your horse because the horse recognizes you're the one who brought them comfort. My students, the biggest problem they say they have when I do Surefoot with their horses won't leave me.
Well, then you can get them for yourself, and maybe your horse
Good
won't
problem.
want to leave you. So there you
That's
go.
exactly
So it's
right.
And if you have a wife that's
murdochmethod.com.
thinking of leaving, have her stand
And
on.
her stand on. Absolutely. murdochmethod.com. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks,
Thank
Wendy.
you so much.
This is Glenn back with you, and I'm with Coach Jen, and we're at the American Equestrian Trade Association.
Woohoo!
Finding all kinds of cool products, and literally this time that is true.
Oh.
See how I got that
So
in?
many bad jokes.
Yes.
Oh, my
So
We
many
have
times.
Jennifer from Equicool Down here, and we've talked about Equicool Down on the shows before, not on this particular show, because Karen from the Endurance Show on Horses in the Morning had an experience with it when she was riding Tevis this last time, because they were using Equicool Down at all the different vet checks. And
What a
she had
fantastic
never
idea,
she had
because-
never heard of
yeah.
it. And she was so impressed she had to get it and try it herself, and is absolutely in love with these products. And she rides a lot of miles. And her horses get very warm. So if she likes it, then it's approved by Horse Radio Network. We got to see it, Jennifer, here at the show for the first time and actually touch it, and I was surprised.
It's weird.
Well,
I think
explain what
there's
it is
something going on
first.
there.
Explain what it is first.
Well, it's elfin magic.
That's right. And apparently
If I
it
tell
is.
you the secret, I'll have to kill you. So
But what is it? Okay, so it's a product that you have that you do what with?
it's basically, it gets cold using water and air. And that's water from any source, any temperature, and air. That's it.
And it's wraps or what
It's
is it?
wraps. Yeah, it's wraps. It's cooling wraps for the horse as well as for the human. We have the human line. But for the horse, we have 2 different body wraps. We've got neck wraps. We've got leg wraps. We've got hawk wraps.
I would imagine the leg wraps and hawk wraps are your most popular.
The leg wraps are certain. The hawk wraps are very new, but the leg wraps the hawk wraps actually came about because the leg wraps were so popular. So, and you could actually use Epsom salts or liniments or anything like that with our products because they're all machine washable. Gets cold
So you
every
put it
single
on
time.
and then put this over top.
Sure.
Okay. And now you just get it wet.
Yeah.
I mean, you could dunk this in
Wet
a
ring
bucket or
wave.
your
stream.
water, or
In a puddle
whatever.
or a stream or wherever you want to. Sure. It's any source of water. And you can put hot water on them. They will get cold.
Now,
That's
do
the only
they-
thing they won't do is get hot.
When they're dry, they feel normal, right? Room
When they're
temperature?
dry, they actually feel, when they're dry, completely dried out, they get hard like a car chamois.
Okay.
So they can, we tell people if it's a long period of time that we're not going to be using it, then just fold it and let it dry out. And that actually makes it very lightweight. So
easy to pack. I like
Mhm,
that.
easy to pack. Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
This, this sounds much easier to pack in my horse trailer to go to shows than hefting around stupid bags of ice.
Oh, absolutely, sure. And actually, in that use, I would keep it wet in a container. We use an antimicrobial wash on them to keep mold and mildew from going. So you don't want to store them with any dirt on them or anything.
Right.
Just rinse them off. But you can store them in a Rubbermaid container or in the bags that we package them in. They're meant for storage. So it makes it real easy, and it's right there for you.
So you were telling us earlier about a customer who used this that kind of sort of saved her horse's life. Tell us
There's
about
been many, many, many stories, and in just 3 years that we've been doing this, it's incredible. It's so gratifying to have a product where people are telling you, "Hey, you've actually saved my horse's life." But there was one just here at the show. A new one came in. It was one of our customers, and she had been, they've been selling her product for a while, and she said that her horse spiked a fever, and they took it to the vet, and they were trying to get this fever down, and she ran back and got one of our body wraps and put it on the horse, and sure enough, that did the trick. It's a gentle, non-evasive cooling, so it's not as cold as ice, and it's not as shocking as ice water, which is really nice. And there's no risk of ice burn either.
Right.
So there's no 20-minute on, 20-minute off rule.
Just put it on.
And honestly, I think there's also kind of a swaddling effect when it comes to our body wraps.
Mm-hmm.
We put them on a lot of horses that are in complete heat distress. These poor things are, the sides are heaving, the nostrils flaring.
Yep, the blank
Same horse-
stare. Yeah.
Yeah, and the same horse will be falling asleep within minutes after we put those body wraps on him. And I think it's a combination.
Now, is the body wrap shaped like a horse blanket?
It's similar. Yeah, it's very similar. And then
And it
we
has little connectors so you can sort of attach it to the horse?
Yeah, but with these, it's a one size fits most because they're not fitted. They don't need to be fitted.
Right.
You want to have that air circulation with them too. So, the regular body wrap has straps on them, but a lot of people end up just taking those off because it really doesn't move once it's on there.
In order for it to do its job, it doesn't need to contact the horse's skin.
Yeah, you want it on the horse's skin. But what happens is that when we put it on a hot horse, you're going to feel the wrap warming up. It's pulling that heat out of the horse into the wrap. So all you need to do is check it and make sure it's got moisture, not too much. That's a big mistake people do.
Oh, they drench it.
Yeah. Well, they think, if I put a lot
More
of water
water,
on it,
better,
I'll have
yeah.
to go back and do it. It's a great thought, but that kind of negates some of the cooling properties. So what you want to do is just check it every once in a while, make sure it's damp, and then give it some air. Because once that wrap pulls the heat into the wrap, you need once you give it a little air, that's allowing the wrap to recool. It's pulling more heat out of the horse that way.
So
That's a matter of either just flapping the sides or walking the horse or put a little fan if the horse is in a stall. Put a little directional fan, get it up underneath the wrap.
Or take it off.
Yeah.
Wave it in the air. Put
Well,
it
you
back
don't even
on.
have to take it off. Just with the body wrap, just flap the sides of it.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, when she talked about this, I didn't think it would be as cold as it was when I went. I thought it'd be cool. When we went over and touched it here at the show,
cold.
it's cold.
It feels like you just took it out of ice water.
Yeah, it does.
It's
Yeah.
weird. I think there's something going on
There's
there.
magic, apparently. Elves. She
Elven
said there's
magic.
elves involved.
Elven magic, right?
Elven
Yeah.
magic involved. So do you have human versions of this?
We do.
Okay.
We do. We've got people towels and we've got headbands and beanies.
The headbands would be nice, actually.
Yeah.
Well, the
We live
beanies-
in Florida, so that's why I'm asking.
So do I.
Yeah, that's
so
why
do
I'm asking.
I. Believe me, I don't go outside without
Oh, of course,
one
it's
these
hotter
on.
here right now than it is in Florida. So,
Right.
yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Got off the
It
plane
really
and went, wow, it's
is.
hot in Pennsylvania. So headbands, towels you can
beanies.
like
The
put around your
beanies
neck.
are for under the helmet, so they have mesh on top.
Oh,
keeps it
really?
From sliding down. Next year, we're probably going to bring on some visors and some. We're calling them shade catchers. It's kind of like the Sahara hat, where
Yep.
it's the cap made out of our material with a towel that hangs down and covers your neck.
You would so wear that.
So wear that.
Yeah, you would definitely
Very
wear
stylish. It's going to be the thing, everybody's wearing.
And everybody knows I am the fashionista.
that. Equa Cool Down. What's the website?
www.equicooldown.com.
EquiCoolDown.com. And what are the price points for these things?
Well, the highest price point is $215, which is the regular body wrap.
The whole the whole
The
horse.
deluxe,
kind of.
that's the deluxe body wrap right there, $215 all the way down to $15 for the towels. So you keep in mind these are
And they're
machine
washable, and you use them over
It
and
is
over again.
really, really affordable. It's very, very well priced.
So it's not a one-time and done.
Oh heck
No,
no!
no,
You
okay.
take care of these, you're going to get several seasons out of them.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much, Jennifer,
Thanks
for
for
joining
having
us.
me.
We
This is
appreciate
great.
it. EquiCoolDown.com. Well, I am here with Coach Jen, and we are at the American Equestrian Trade Association, and we have another fun guest here for you today with more new cool products coming to the United States. In this case, we have Alexia Honegger. She is with Millbrook Leathers. Hey, Alexia.
Hi, how are you?
Good. It's good to talk to you. Now, you're from the city of New York, right?
Yes, I am. I'm Manhattan born and bred.
And it's very expensive to ride horses in New York City.
My mom owned a tack store 2 hours north in Millbrook, hence the name Millbrook Leathers.
Oh,
So,
wow. I didn't
there
know
you
that.
go.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Give a shout out to the tack store.
Millbrook Tack.
Millbrook Tack. Is she online too?
That's clever thinking right there.
She closed
yeah.
about 15 years ago, but
Oh,
I'm
did
sure
she?
somebody else is there.
We closed about 15 years ago,
Oh,
too.
there you
So.
go.
Now, did you go to the show in Central Park?
Yes.
Was
Yes.
it as awesome as it looked?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Are you going again this year?
No, I'm not.
No?
But, when I grew up, it was Madison Square Garden. That's when they really were going there. It was
Yeah.
Madison, not Central Park.
Yeah, when they had the National Horse Show then.
Yeah, exactly.
There, yeah.
Exactly.
Well, we are here to talk about some cool products that really have been doing very well in Europe, and you're bringing them over here.
Yeah, we were buying horses a couple years ago in Switzerland and noticed that all the riders had these stirrups on all their saddles. So we brought them over. We tested them out for about a year with all of our clients and all the local Colorado people. And then we started getting requests from everybody to try them. So now they've kind of gone nationwide. We're also selling them in Canada, the UK, Australia, New Zealand. It's kind of taken off. But
What's the name of them?
it's Millbrook Leathers.
Okay, and it says right on the...
And
what's-
that's our manufacturer. So they're actually manufactured in France.
Oh, wow.
So
cool.
Pravin Cellier is
You're
the
some
manufacturer.
kind of worldwide horse
Yeah,
guy.
this is
are.
You married a guy from
Switzerland. Yep.
You
How'd
get
you
your
meet a
stirrup
guy from
leathers in
Switzerland,
spring-
by the way?
Wait a minute.
So
How'd you
I
meet
know.
a guy
Back
from
up, back up,
Switzerland?
So
back
I
up,
was
back up.
16 and he was 16 and there was a summer job opening and I was the farm girl and he was the farm boy.
This is a
and-
Disney movie.
Yeah,
Oh
it
my
pretty
God.
much is. Yeah, I know. However, 16,
How many years ago was that?
16 years and we've got 2 kids and living in Colorado
Well,
now. So
good
yeah,
for you.
yeah, it's actually really fun. So
That is a storybook story right
I know,
there.
right?
Because how many high school romances
I
actually
know.
make
No,
it?
they never do.
No,
Right? Yeah.
especially
No.
foreign high school
Yeah.
romances.
I know. And he didn't speak a word of English, so it was the language of love back then.
That's the only thing you could do.
It's awesome.
Could talk.
Oh,
All right, now that we're done embarrassing her.
I know.
So tell us about the leathers. Why are they so cool?
So they are wider on the front side by your shin, and then they're the normal stirrup leather on the back, right? So it's not able to twist, and twisting is a really big problem in the equitation ring. You're going to get points off for that, as well as in any, it's just it's not comfortable for any
not-
other
yes.
rider,
I'm putting my hand up right now because it's just not comfortable.
Yeah, right. And the extra wide angle on it gives you more surface area against your leg, right? So it's a bit of stability. It's not going to rub. Riders have said they've had a lot of leg position just gotten so much better, so much secure. So that's kind of what it is. And we found a lot of success with it in the dressage, the eventing, show jumping. A lot of fox hunters like it.
Everybody's using them. That's very
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah. It's really kind of interdisciplinary.
Yeah, very cool. So where are the leathers available and how can people get
Yep,
them?
go to stirrupleathers.com.
Well, you got stirrupleathers.com?
I got
Nobody had bought
stirupleathers
that?
too. I know.
Kidding. Well, it is kind of a niche.
Right,
Let's
it
be
is.
honest.
It
It's
is.
kind of a niche.
Yeah.
Stirupleathers.com.
Well, that's easy to remember. Check them out
And
there.
how many,
They are
how
very
many
cool.
sizes
Would you
do they
use
come in?
these?
Oh,
Jen?
gosh, yes.
Yeah.
How many sizes do they come
4. From kids to little, 4'6" kids.
in? So short
short stirrup kids through
adult. dressage.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're measured the standard way.
They're set
You don't
standard
have to
way.
do any fancy math to figure out what size you
No,
need.
we have they are on the leathers. They're measured in centimeters because they're from France, but on the website we have a conversion table for
And
you.
they're made from pre-stretched leather.
Pre-stretched leather.
So they're real
Yeah.
leather, not the fakey stuff.
No nylon. Nope.
And these are black and brown?
Black and brown.
Okay.
Well, that's a wrap, everybody. Thanks again to today's sponsor, horselovers.com, your one-stop shop on the web for everything horse, rider, and barn. And you can also find many of the products that we talked about on today's show at horselovers.com. This is Coach Jen, and until next time, go ride your horse.